Hello and welcome back to another Cooking with Bubs. Today is going to be something a little different. Normally so far what you've been seeing is me doing a Simply Cook review. About time I changed it up a bit. Because although doing those meals are easy, informative and quite fun, a little bit repetitive, and you know, repetitive is never a good thing. So what I'm doing today from scratch is a cottage pie. We're now entering the autumn period where things are starting to get cold, very cold right at the minute. You kind of want really hot food, soups, stews, shepherd's pie, cottage pies, all that kind of stuff. So like I say, as we're entering the colder periods of the year, we're going to want something a bit hot, something to warm our tummies, and I've gone for a cottage pie. You can do a shepherd's pie with lamb, but cottage pie and shepherd's pie are pretty much the same thing. It's just the meat you use defines which one you're making. So if you want to do a shepherd's pie, you do lamb, and if you do a cottage pie, you use beef. So in this video I'm going to be doing the cottage pie. So for our ingredients, we're going to be using our favourite olive oil, stock cube, beef stock by the way. We're going to be using 500 grams of mince. That's enough to do about 4 plates. We're going to need Worcestershire sauce. Some of you may like this or hate this, but when I ever do a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie, I always add a tin of baked beans. I know, you're probably sitting there going, what are you doing? I like it with baked beans. Tomato puree, salt and pepper, about a kilo of potatoes, carrots. We're going to use 1 large carrot, which we have peeled and diced, and 1 large onion, again finely chopped. And those are going to be our main ingredients for today, and our only ingredients in fact. I may add some extra herbs and spices. I'm going to use some, because we like our food with a bit of a kick. Adding a few chili flakes. We are also going to need thyme. I can't forget that because that is one of the key things to this dish. And I'm also going to be adding a bit of basil. We've got so many herbs and spices. We've got so many cinnamon sticks, it's unreal. But that will be perfect for Christmas, because everyone likes cinnamon. Got some more time. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to brown the mince first. Then I'll be taking that off the hob. So let's get cracking with that. It's a kilo of potatoes, roughly about a kilo of potatoes. And it's been peeled and chopped into kind of smallish to medium sized chunks, small chunks. Away. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is heat my pan with a bit of oil. Aid that with a little splash, little splash. So with all my beef meats, I do let it sit at room temperature just for a little while, just to warm it up a bit after being in the fridge for so long. While that's cooking, I wanted to say that as my first dedicated video went up today, the 4th of October, the first video that's went up today has received very positive comments, and I want to say a massive thank you to you guys for supporting me in this. It's not something that I probably would do normally, but I love cooking. It's definitely one of my favourite hobbies, and I thought to myself, when it came to the Simply Cook box that I got, I thought, why not share that, guys? Why not share my opinion with you? And then it's just kind of escalated from there, and I thought, let me do a dedicated video rather than kind of blend it in with Candy's weekly vlogs. So yes, I just want, again, massive thank you to you guys for the support that you've given me on my video, my first video. There will be more. A few people, or some people commented that it should probably be on its own channel. I should create my own channel. Yes, completely agree with you guys. But because I'm starting out and I'm getting used to this thing and I don't even know what to call my channel names, I don't have the time to do it right now, but I will be doing it. So please bear with this being in Candy's vlogs just for a little bit longer. I promise they will be in their own videos, because I know some of you won't want to see this in Candy's vlogs. You guys come to see Candy, you guys come to see her do shopping hauls and all this kind of stuff. Like I say, it will get its own channel. I will create my own channel, just please bear with me. And these videos will be on Candy's channel for the time being, but hopefully not for too long. Again, any feedback you give, I will be, like I said, I'll read all the comments. Sorry about that, the battery on the camera died, trying to replace it. But yes, cutting and rambling short, I just wanted to say thank you for the people that have shown me support on my first video. They will be continuing to go on Candy's channel for the time being. I will be, however, creating my own channel eventually. Maybe this side of Christmas, maybe next, but I will try and get it done as soon as possible. Because I know you guys come here to see Candy. You don't necessarily come to see me and my cooking. So, like I said, please bear with me for the time being, and thank you again. So while I've been rambling and talking to you guys, the mince is now done, and we're going to move on to the next step. We're going to take our mince off the heat, put it somewhere to one side, and we're going to come back, emptying the mince into a bowl. So we're going to set that aside for one moment. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to put in our onions and carrots. You can obviously throw in your vegetables and the mince at the same time and cook it that way, or if you prefer, you can always cook the vegetables first and then put in your mince meat. I just prefer to do the mince first and then do the vegetables second. So what we're going to do is we're now just going to fry that again for about 2 to 3 minutes, just until it starts to soften before we move on to the next step. I'm just going to add a pinch more oil because it is a little dry. So obviously I've taken all that, the juices out and put it in the bowl as I was getting the mince out. So I'm just going to give that a quick stir. Oh, and already just smelling the meat combined with the vegetables just smells amazing. I'm going to leave that again for about 2 to 3 minutes before we move on to the next step. Right. So now that our carrots and onions are fried, what we're going to do now is we're going to throw in the mince. We're going to throw the mince back in. With all its juices. Just give that a bit of a mix. What we're also going to do now is we're going to add 1 tablespoon of tomato puree and a squid. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Did I say tablespoon? I meant teaspoon. And a half. I love no Worcestershire sauce, especially on cheese on toast. Oh, amazing! I may even have that tomorrow. So we're just going to give that a little bit of a stir. Oh, it is smelling amazing already. What we're going to do now is we are going to put our stock cube in the measuring jug. Oh no, not with the foil. Can't imagine that would taste too pleasant. I'm just going to break that up, crush that up in the old fingers, and get them covered in Oxo cube. Lovely. We're now going to add 350 millilitres of water. Oh, where's the water? Where's the millilitres? There we go. Perfect. There we go. We're going to give that a bit of a stir. Bring that to one side. And then we're going to throw this into the mix. Easy as pie. Ooh, I really fancy pie. To give that a mix. We're just going to reduce that and cover that, and we're going to leave that for about 15 minutes. Right, so towards the end of the timer, what I like to do is I like to then add a bit of salt and pepper. Taste it, and if you feel like it needs more, put more in. You don't want to go too overboard, because you can always add, you can never subtract. I'm going to give that a little bit of a test, a bit of a taste test. Perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're aiming towards the end. We're going to throw in our baked beans. Again, you can drain the juice if you want to, but the juice is what makes it. I'm having trouble getting the beans out. Alright, there we go. Come on. You're going to get eaten either way, so you might as well come out willingly. I can't believe I'm having a conversation to beans. Lovely beans. One tin should do. I mean, you want the beans to be in there, but you don't want it to be the predominant ingredient. So I think one tin per 500 grams of mince, I think, is a good way of doing it. But of course, it all boils down to that thing of personal preference. I'm just teaching you or telling you how I cook a cottage poo, as we call it. We do call it a cottage poo. Well, mainly Candy called it a cottage poo, and then I kind of just followed suit. Right, so I believe our potatoes are now done. So let's get draining and let's get mashing. Right, so the potatoes are now done. I've just drained them. We're going to add a bit of milk and a bit of butter before we start dropping shit. About 100 millilitres of milk, about 25 grams of butter. I'm not even sure I've got 25 grams of butter. Poor planning on my part to have my measuring jug on hand for these occasions. If I try and eyeball it, it will be incredibly wrong. And I'm going to use a knob, get a knob of butter if it comes off the fork. And then we're going to mash. When I was a kid, I used to live in I grew up and lived in the East End of London. Some of you may know it. One of my haunts was Bethnal Green. Again, some of you will probably know that, some of you will not. But in Bethnal Green there was this one pie mash up right on the high street. I think it was directly outside Tesco's. I'm not sure if the Tesco's is there anymore. But they used to do the best pie and mash and liquor anywhere. It was absolutely to die for. And that's one thing I kind of miss about today's age, is that you can't really find a good pie and mash shop. I know there's a pie and mash shop or a pie shop in Southampton. I believe it's called pie carumba. I've heard good things, but I'm not sure it's going to be like I grew up. But I'll give it a try. But yeah, I just want to share that with you. I miss pie mashups. We're now done. Our potato is mashed. We're just going to put that to one side for a second. Our mince is definitely done. Look at that steam. Ah, it smells like heaven. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get our Portuguese dish oven proof. I'm going to preheat the grill to about 180. So take that out. Because for this process we are definitely going to need the grill. So here we go. We're just going to pour the mixture in. Oh, look at that, just slide out. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? If any of you guys end up cooking either my recipe or your recipe of a cottage or shepherd's pie, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you do try my dish, please tell me how you got on. Again, I'm just doing it my way. You can do it any way you want, add any spices you want. This is just my way. Alright, we're going to make sure that's nice and evenly mixed and a bit flat all round. Ooh, a bit of mince. Yes, please. Right, I just had to lick the spoon. It had to be done. Right, so for our next step, we are going to put on our mashed potato. We're now just gonna spread that around a bit so it's covering the majority, if not all, of our top layer. My spreading skills are shockingly shite. There you go. It's right, I can't stop looking at this thing. It tastes so good. And then what you want to do is get a fork and you just want to create like little fork marks on the top. This is going to help just crisp it up at the top. Trust me on this. There you go. And then that can just go there because that's some excess potato. I am clean, my hands are clean, I promise you. And there you go. So because we're using the grill, it does not take that long to heat up. And I put that under the grill until it's a little bit crispy and a little bit brown on top. We don't want to, again, overcook it or leave it in there for too long. Just enough for the potato layer to get a bit crispy. So let's go ahead and do that now. There you go, guys. This is the finished product of my cottage pie. Doesn't it look amazing? Let's go ahead and serve this up, shall we? So, oh, it just slides in. It just gets through that crunchy surface and onto the plate. And it's just all smooth from there. And there you go. That is my version of a cottage pie. If you guys follow this recipe, please let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you make any alterations, again, leave a comment down below on what alterations you made and how you found it. I'm always interested to hear other people's variations of certain foods that I cook or I enjoy. Yeah, it's just always nice, and sometimes I take away from that and then add that to my future dishes. So yes, there you go. That is my version of a cottage pie. So I'm going to dish up my plate, go tuck into that. Bit chilly today, obviously, because we're now heading into autumn and winter. And yes, this is like the perfect dish you want on a nice cold day. As always, please, I would have really appreciated if you gave this video a thumbs up and you left a comment down below. Let me know how you got on with my dish, if you made any alterations, etc, etc. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, thumbs up, comment down below, much appreciated. Part of the weekend and I cannot wait. So guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, bye.